Hey guys, it's TF. Now, welcome back to the channel. Today we're doing another action figure review. This is going to be of the Star Wars The Black Series, Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett Fennec figure. Very glad to have this in my collection. I've been sitting on this figure for a little bit. I got it a little earlier this month from Big Bad Toy Store. I think that this is actually a really awesome character from the Disney Plus shows, especially for Mandalorian Season 2, and she did a really good job as well in Book of Boba Fett. Played very well by Ming-Na. So, yeah, glad to have this in figure form in my collection. Let's go ahead and take a look at the packaging. Very basic when it comes to the newer style of Star Wars The Black Series packaging. Star Wars The Black Series, towards the top, you have the figure in the box, some of the contents that she comes with as well. Bottom half just says Star Wars The Book of Boba Fett in that, like, 4-screen type of color in the background there. Fennec, warning, choking hazard, ages 4 and up, and the Hasbro logo. On this side, not much going on here except some more of that color, as well as Star Wars The Black Series. On this side, it's pretty cool artwork there of Fennec, as well as it goes from gray into that green color right there. On the back, you'll see on the right, we have the character's image that we had on the front of the packaging. Star Wars The Black Series, Fennec, as well as multilingual read-ups if you want to read that right there. Here is the bottom half. It just says number 1 out of the actual Book of Boba Fett figures here, because Boba is a deluxe figure on its own. We have some multilingual warnings. Barcode here on the very bottom of the box in case you need it. Let's go ahead and get this figure out of the packaging. So here's the figure out of the packaging. I think it's a pretty solid figure overall. I have a couple issues with my particular figure, I think. Just some things with some of the accessories mostly. Let's take a look at those accessories, then we'll take a closer look at the figure. So first of all, really cool sniper rifle. I have no idea what the name of this is, unfortunately, but this is a very cool looking piece. I really like a lot of things going on here, especially what we see with the stock. Something's up with the plastic. It's like molded. It's almost like they have some glitter in the plastic again, but not exactly glitter. It's like they attempted just to put the mold, like gunmetal, in the molding, but not entirely well. It still comes off a little bit more as like a flat gray, more than anything. The scope, that is freaking sick, though. I dig that. That's a really cool scope on this. Get towards the trigger and whatnot. All those inner workings are really sick. Really outer workings, I guess. The barrel looks really awesome, and then we have the little sash that goes on here that does have some nice orange paint on here, and it's ever so slightly glossy. I do wish maybe some of these buckles, I don't know if these buckles are silver in the show, but maybe if they were, some paint on here would be nice. This does come off though. They're attached with pegs, this one here and that one here. Now, one thing that's important, first of all, that was a little hard to take out, but you can see how this little swoop arches here and then it goes straight here. This is how you're going to want to attach it, because I took it out of the box and I forgot, how it's supposed to go in. So I was trying to do it this way, where the long piece goes here and the arched piece goes towards the back. That's not going to work at all. So just keep that in mind. One thing I want to mention is towards the handle with this little hole port and whatnot, it looks like there's a little bit of whitening on the plastic, as if it's stressing. So that's a little strange. But it is nice to know that you can take these off. And then this one is still a little bit tricky to do, because you have to maneuver it a little bit in and out and whatnot. Doing this one, it will fall out sometimes, but that can go in relatively easily. And then you'll just want to wrap it around her. There you go. It wraps around her. Very nice. They definitely molded it to go on her with pretty much ease. Here's the helmet, which mostly, there is a little bit of paint. It's mostly molded plastic though, so there's these black little vents right here. Definitely some dirt or whatnot on the top here. Some more of those black vents. There's a little bit of silver on what would be the earpieces. This piece looks like it's being pulled off a little bit more, as if they glued it incorrectly, so that makes the visor piece a little slanted. That's kind of weird, unfortunately. It's molded with this part here in somewhat of a metallic silver, but actually I think it looks good. It's not entirely metallic, but still looks fine. Then we have the molded orange plastic. All you got to do is just slip this on. This is also warped towards the very back, right out of the box, so that's a little weird. You want to maybe heat this up a bit, and then just pop it on here. And it's a very tight fit. What you want to do is also try to push down the bottom part a little bit, and maybe lift up her visor piece a bit more. It can be kind of hard to like make it look natural, because if you can see it all, her eyes are not piercing through at all. So, and good thing I have a long fingernail. Yeah, now you can kind of make it. You kind of fake that a little bit better. So some of these accessories aren't perfect on my particular figure, but at least there is an option to have the helmeted version, as you can see. So with this figure's likeness to Ming-Na, is it perfect? I don't think it is. I think it's pretty close, which is, I say that a lot. Rarely is the likeness 100% when it comes to, Black Series and Marvel Legends with the photo tech, but it's usually pretty close. The sculpt is usually there. I think the actual printing is the problem, but this still is a pretty nice head sculpt. We have this one strand of hair almost draped on her face. We do have, I'm pretty sure that's how it's supposed to be, because that looks, yeah, that's sculpted. So we look a little bit closer to all these nice, I guess these are ties in her hair. Very cool. They actually did a really good job of separating the orange and the brown of her hair, so it doesn't look like it's splotched too bad. Then we have some orange in her long braid right here, tied up with an orange piece right there. All that looking very nice, I think. The actual paint and sculpt in the hair could be a little bit better. That's not too bad. In her face, at least, actually, I want to say the left eye is a little bit cockeyed, but it's not too bad. Lip color's nice. They did paint what should be a scar. It just doesn't really come through very well, unfortunately. We also have the rest of the outfit, which I think is really sick, actually. This thing can actually work. You can, this is supposed to go like this, but you can make it. If that was a bendy wire, that would be absolutely insane. I don't think, it's most definitely not, but you can make it just drape on the back right there. I like the texturing that they have with this fabric going up and towards the around the neck into the chest, and we do have some glossy black paint, the more matte paint, a little bit of orange right there too. Very nice design, still some wrappings going on her stomach. We have some interesting design details, as you can see, going around the arms, up then the shoulders, and even towards the elbows. This large, almost elbow pad, whatever this should be, on the back right here, painted in a basic orange. We do have these pieces, as you can see. So this is individually, like, I could dig my finger into this line. I just sculpted like that, and then they painted it orange. And some of it's a little sloppy. It's not, I mean, you have to look at it really hard, though. Like, I don't think it goes outside the line, except for maybe a very tiny splotch. Trigger hand doesn't come with any alternate hands. These Black Series figures rarely do. But the actual hand looks pretty good with the glove on there. And then this is what the other hand looks like. So that's pretty nice. Let's back out a little bit, and you can see this little pouch, whatever this, it's not really a pouch, whatever this is, I don't remember, but it has some nice orange and silver paint on there. It's more of like a, almost, it's a very, very dark gray, molded plastic. So more of that black, glossy plastic around here, and then we get down to more of the matte in the actual skirt, which actually has some really cool patterns and details sculpted in there. I think it's really cool. Some of it's, whatever's going on here with this smoother piece isn't my favorite, but the way that all these patterns come through is really sick. We do have some of that, with these orange triangles, something similar there with all these lines in there. The design here is really cool, and the paint is really good on there too. So we have just some very basic black sculpting going on here, but the upper legs with a little bit of wrinkles going on. But we also have, I don't really know if these are wraps or not, or just part of the pants, but you can see that texture detail, almost like it's studded into the upper thighs. And that looks really nice. We get down to the boots, which is not much you can see with the knees. The boots have a similar scheme with the, the sculpting in the orange paint as the gauntlets do. And they also don't look too bad when it comes to how well they did the going into the lines of the paint. And then we look at the boots here. They're a little basic. I mean, I think that's how they look in the show too, but they have, mostly when it comes to design, going, whatever this is, going on top of the foot, a little bit of wrinkles in there. We have the bottom of the feet there with a little bit of treading, not a lot. I don't know if I mentioned the back. There's also some of this, this fabric pattern that you could see sculpted in there. And I think that's really nice. I'm going to back out real quick. 360. Yeah, boy, I just realized the feet were all the way bent down. They detailed this very well. There's some parts that aren't super great. It's mostly molded in black, and I feel like they use paint a little sparingly here, but it's still really good looking, especially like most of the outfit. A lot of different patterns. I think they did it really well. Articulation is a new standard with Black Series. We have a dumbbell joint going into the head as well as a joint going into the neck or the torso. Really, this is going to allow a lot of range of motion side to side. It could be better though. Actually, I think this here gives it more of a side like that, so that's a little bit better. But the up it's okay. It looks like she's looking up, so that's good at least. The down definitely be a little bit better. There is no problem with swiveling though. There might be a very slight butterfly joint. I can't entirely tell, but we do have arms that go all the way around at the shoulders, and they do go in and out at least. We have a single jointed elbow that actually bends pretty far. We do have a swivel at the elbow, up and down hinge here for this right hand, but we have an in and out hinge right here, and then they both swivel with no problem. A ball jointed waist, so it goes all the way around, swiveling forward and back. The forward and back is not amazing. It does have this side to side, as you can see here, which is pretty good. Even though the skirt pieces are there, they don't get in the way of the leg articulation, so they go all the way out like that. But the back is where they do get a little bit. You can kind of fake it with a little bit of back movement. The splits aren't perfect. She rarely does splits though. The skirt piece does get in the way. Upper thigh swivel here, which I didn't realize there's a line here in the pants. That's cool. Which I think is a little redundant if that we have a single jointed knee with a swivel here. So it bends over 90. Again, a swivel. I don't mean to complain about it. I just think it's fine that we have it here. They don't really need to make it swivel. There's probably reasons why. So I'm not going to hate on it too much. Downward motion with the feet is pretty good. Upward can be a little bit better, but not horrible. And then we do have ankle rockers. Quick size comparisons for the two figures I usually do size comparisons with. On the left, Marvel Legends Black Series Spider-Man. On the right, first ever Black Series Mandalorian. She's pretty short. I didn't realize that. So she is very short compared to the Mandalorian. And, Marvel Legends usually are a little bit taller than Black Series. Overall, I do really like this figure. I like it more than when I took it out of the packaging at first. As time has gone on, I've had a lot more fun playing around with it. It's not a perfect figure, unfortunately. I don't think it has an amazing likeness to Ming-Na Wen. And I do have some QC issues on my particular accessories. There could be some lackluster paint on the figure itself as well. But the detailing and whatnot in certain areas, and not all the paint is bad, but the detailing especially on the outfit is really, really nice. The actual rifle itself is also pretty cool. Even though she doesn't have the greatest range of motion with the articulation, you can get her to pretty much any pose you need her to, with mostly shooting and whatnot. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the figure. I don't know if I'm $25, $5 extra than what they used to be, happy with the figure. If you can get this for a better price eventually down the line, which right now I don't know where exactly else this is going to be available, because I haven't seen Amazon or places that will ship immediately restock this. But if you can find this for a little bit of a better price, I do recommend that. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Comment down below what you think about the figure, what you think about the review. Leave a like, share amongst your friends. Follow me on Instagram for more content over there, and I'll see you guys later.